crabs.
And it looks like the winner of this total war is... Let's talk about it. You see, a war of this magnitude will most definitely reach the attention of the Ultimate Meme Destroyer. Including the Ultimate Meme Destroyer is the only accurate way this fight would play out, because he is a definite part of the meme-verse. Now, as you saw at the end, Team MLG and Team YouTube Poop had to team up to take him out. But the only thing that defeated him was none other than Gabe N's Half-Life 3. He sacrificed Half-Life 3 to save not only Team MLG, but also Team YouTube Poop. But this fight is not over, because they still have to take on the Illuminati. So if you want to see Team MLG and YouTube Poop combine to face the Illuminati, comment down below the word Final Face Off.
Pain sucks. We need it to know if something is hurting us, but it's hard to remember that when something really painful happens. We all hate it, don't we? However, not all pain is created equal. Some pains hurt more than others. This is a selection of the very, very worst. I'm Danny Burke, and you're watching the top 10 most painful experiences in the world. Not get so excited about that. Coming at number 10 now, we have childbirth. There's an evolutionary reason why childbirth is so painful and long for humans compared to every other mammal. We won't go into that here, but yeah, we all know it hurts. Obviously each individual experience is different, but the common comparison you grow up hearing is that it's kind of like pooping out a watermelon. To be more mature for a second, labour has been described as a tug of war, a twisting, pulling, squeezing battle that leaves a searing pain in the woman's back, and it lasts for hours. In fact, the average is meant to be about 14 hours, which is crazy. Alright, moving on to number 9 now, we have the bullet ant. The bullet ant is widely regarded to have the most powerful insect sting in the world. Some tribes in Brazil demand that boys place their hands into a glove filled with bullet ants as Some tribes in Brazil demand that boys place their hands into a glove filled with bullet ants as part of the insect sting in the world. Some tribes in Brazil demand. The bullet ant is widely regarded to have the most The bullet ant. The bullet ant is widely regarded to have the most powerful insect sting in the world. Some tribes in Brazil demand that boys place their hands into a glove filled with bullet ants as part of their initiation into adulthood. They get their name because it's supposed to feel like tiny bullets. The pain is instant and can continue for up to 12 hours or or more. There is almost nothing you can do to stop your hand from shaking if you get bitten on it. Just wait it out, I guess, and remember to be more careful with them next time. Or just avoid them altogether. Alright, at number 8 now guys, we have kidney stones. Kidney stones are hard deposits of minerals and salts that form inside the kidneys. But anyway, they really hurt. They can cause a severe fever and blood to appear in the victim's urine, and that's just when they're sitting there. Eventually, kidney stones have to leave the body, often through the urinary tract, and that hurts even more. The only silver lining I can think of is that most of the time they are quite small, but the current world record for a kidney stone that was removed was 6 inches wide. I feel a bit sick. Next up at number 7 now, we have Dercum's disease. This thing is just horrible, and I wouldn't wish it on my worst enemy. Dercum's disease is a rare condition that involves big, fatty tumours appearing all over the body. The tumours are very painful. Even just sitting still and doing nothing, every inch of them is in agonising pain all the time. Perhaps one of the most scary things is that scientists don't really know what causes this, and there is no known cure. We know it mostly happens to middle-aged women, but that's about it. Okay, moving on to number 6 now, we have cluster headache. These are the mother of all headaches, I guess you could say. Victims say that it hits them behind the eye and that it's like a white hot poker being thrust into your eye socket and being held there for about an hour. Others say it's like a paper cut in the eye and in the center of their head. That imagery. Cluster headaches get their name because they come in clusters. They happen a few times a day for a while, and then there can be a break of weeks, months, or even years between them. You just don't know when they're going to hit next. They're even referred to sometimes as suicide headaches because of the suicidal thoughts they cause when people have a bad episode. The worst part is, again, scientists aren't 100% sure yet what actually causes them. Moving on to number 5 now, we have tooth abscesses. We all know how much a tooth pain can hurt. It's that kind of pain that you forget how bad it is until it happens again, and then you're like, oh yeah, this is hell. Well, a tooth abscess is said to be the worst of them all. As the tooth decays, bacteria enters it and the wound around it, causing infection and swelling. If it gets to the bones, it's game over. The infection can spread to other teeth or even to the whole jaw, causing excruciating pain, a fever, swelling, and just a general hatred of life. If you're not sure if you have an abscessed tooth, press the gum. If pus oozes out of it, then yeah, your tooth is abscessed. Stop watching this video and go and see a doctor right now. At the number 4 spot now, guys, we have a torn Achilles. Your Achilles tendon is the largest of its kind in your body, running from your calf down to your heel. If it does rupture, you'll hear an actual popping noise, and then the pain will come. Many people say it's like taking a bullet to the leg. A muscle that important just shouldn't snap like that. It's not good. Unfortunately, it can be a fairly common occurrence among athletes. If it is bad enough, they may even require surgery to repair the damage. Coming at number 3 now, we have the post-puncture headache. The technical term for this is a puncture of your brain's dura mater. That's a thin membrane that surrounds your brain and spinal cord. The puncture can sometimes be caused by surgery or leaking spinal fluid in your body. Either way, the results are the same. It causes a headache to end all headaches. It's been described as like having a searing hot piece of metal spread all across your brain. Soon after one develops, sufferers experience nausea, vomiting, pain in their limbs, hearing loss, tinnitus, vertigo, and dizziness, to name but a few. Oh, and also moving makes it about 10 times worse. Just remember this, guys, next time you have a normal headache, it's probably fine. Next up at number 2 now, we have crucifixion. A lot of you may know this one as the way the Romans killed Jesus Christ. For the Romans, crucifixion was not just an execution method, it was a form of torture. It's specifically designed to keep the victim alive as long as possible, left their full weight hanging from their arms. They would then be left outside for days and days without any food or water until they died, usually from exhaustion or asphyxiation. That's if the soldiers hadn't lethally wounded them with weapons before that. If you ever doubt how much crucifixion would actually hurt, just know that it's where we get the word excruciating from. Ugh.
I contemplate the moment in the garden. I contemplate.
Actually hurt, just know that it's where we get the word excruciating from.
I contemplate the moment in the garden. The idea of allowing your own crucifixion.
And finally, at number 1 now, we have Ling Chi. This is another form of torture that comes from medieval China. The name means death by 1,000 cuts. The condemned was tied to a wooden frame, and then the flesh was cut from the body in multiple